Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
I talked before about right to repair on this channel, and right to repair is the concept that if you own something, you should be allowed to work on it yourself. And the manufacturer shouldn't, keep tools and information away from you and make it so you can't work on your own stuff. Because, if you bought it, you own it, right? And one of the companies leading the defense of that notion, leading the charge with saying, hey, we have the right to make it difficult to repair our stuff, was John Deere. And a big headline hit the news a couple days ago. John Deere owners will get the right to repair their own equipment under a new Federal Trade Commission settlement. I was going to just break out the settlement and summarize it for you, but I think it's 45 pages long. And it's not written in narrative form. It's a legal pleading, which I read legal pleadings all day long, but 45 pages would take about a day. So it looks like John Deere owners can soon feel free to fix their own vehicles, says Sarah Reza, who wrote this for the Associated Press. And it's not just the idea that you're allowed to. Okay, obviously you can work on your own stuff anytime you want. But it's the access to the proprietary information that John Deere makes available to their dealerships, for instance, that you'd like to be able to get your hands on. So the Federal Trade Commission and AGs from several states secured a right to repair settlement with the agricultural equipment giant Deere and Company, commonly known as John Deere, that requires the company to let farmers and independent shops fix their own equipment. The Illinois-based companies faced complaints for years for withholding the software needed for repairs and forcing customers to use authorized dealers instead of independent ones. And Michigan is a state with a lot of agriculture. I spent some time working at a radio station in a very, very rural county. And in a place like that, your tractors are so important. And if you're in the middle of something and your tractor breaks down, you need it fixed now. You don't have time to say, oh, can you send somebody out to fetch my tractor, take it back to your shop, have it for 3 weeks, and then ship it back to me? No, you want someone who can come out here and fix it here. And that might not be a dealership. So this marks the second right to repair settlement Deere has reached this year following a separate $99 million class action settlement with farmers back in April. Though the class action compensated consumers, the FTC's settlement instead requires Deere to make its repair services available to equipment owners and independent shops. The FTC and the AGs from Arizona, Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin brought the antitrust lawsuit in January of 2025, arguing that Deere had illegally restricted farmers and independent shops that might otherwise service them from repairing farm equipment such as tractors. Deere also makes engines and equipment for forestry, landscaping, and construction. Under the order recently filed in court, Deere will now be required to make diagnostic and repair tools available to equipment owners and independent repair shops, not only its own network of authorized dealers. It also prevents Deere dealers from retaliating against equipment owners or repair shops who choose to fix their own equipment instead of paying for Deere's services. The order is headed to the judge for his approval, which is expected. And the Arizona AG said, for too long, Arizona farmers and independent mechanics have been at the mercy of Deere's monopoly over repair tools, forced to wait and pay for authorized dealers just to fix broken tractors and other equipment. Deere must pay $1 million collectively to the 5 states for antitrust enforcement costs and will be subject to strict compliance oversight for the next 10 years. In the complaint brought by the Federal Trade Commission, they had argued that Deere provides a service software tool to authorized dealers, but does not provide the full version to equipment owners or independent shops. Deere had said that the lawsuit was baseless, denied that its distribution of service tools was anti-competitive, and argued that it could not monopolize services since it does not directly provide them. That's not us, that's our dealers. Deere maintained its commitment to independent repair in a statement recently, adding that the agreement with the FTC reinforces its innovation of more flexible repair options. The vice president of aftermarket and customer support said, "This is good news for our customers and for the future of how Deere equipment is supported." Right to repair has become an increasingly common issue over the years, especially for tech products, with consumers complaining that even simple repairs can only be done by company-authorized dealers. And so as you can imagine, you buy any product with a warranty. Let's suppose you bought an automobile I I heard those are becoming popular. You bought an automobile, and let's say it's a Toyota. You bought a Toyota, and you're driving that Toyota, and it's under warranty, and something goes wrong with it. Well, you take it to the dealership. It's under warranty. They'll fix it at no cost to you, assuming it's covered warrantable repair. They give it back to you. It's fixed. They got the tools. They can do that. They're trained. The vehicle goes out of warranty, and the exact same thing happens to it. Well, most people know that you take it to an independent shop because it'll cost you less. And interestingly, nowadays, most independent shops that are good have access to all the tools and equipment and stuff that they need. And so, as you can imagine, modern vehicles have got all kinds of computers and control modules and things on them. And there was a time when if you wanted to have that onboard computer tell you what was wrong with the vehicle, you needed to go to somebody who had a reader for that. And those readers are now very, very common. You can buy one. Look that stuff up yourself. But interestingly, John Deere and Company, has been fighting that notion for the longest time where they don't want people who aren't authorized dealers working on their stuff, whether or not it's under warranty. And here's one thing you do have to realize is that let's suppose that you've got the latest, greatest John Deere tractor out there. And by the way, they're very expensive. I'm not saying more expensive than other tractors. It's just most city folk don't understand how expensive farm equipment's gotten over the years. And so if it's under warranty, yeah, you ask the dealer to fix it. Goes out of warranty. And by the way, taking your broken down tractor to a dealer who's probably miles away can be cumbersome if the tractor is not movable. It's not mobile at the moment. It's broken down where it cannot move under its own power. Okay? That fix might be most efficient done where the tractor is sitting, not at the dealership. Does the dealership send people out on calls like that? They may or may not. Is there a local service guy who will do a call like that? Probably. Does he have the tools and equipment and stuff to fix your tractor in the field? Well, he might not have before, but he might now. And that's the real issue. But what you have to remember is there's going to be one side effect of this. And that is that your John Deere tractor could break down. You call in the independent guy. The independent guy comes out because he's got the equipment now. He's got the readers. He's got the code. He's got whatever he needs. The manuals, the tools, the equipment, and the parts. And he fixes your tractor. You're using it for a while longer, and it breaks again. You have to call that same guy. Because you call anybody else, there's a good chance you're going to go, oh, the last guy screwed it up. And I'm only laughing because I've seen that happen in every industry in which I've dealt with. So I've dealt with automobiles, boats, RVs, motorcycles, jets, you name it. I've dealt with every one of those manufacturers. And you'll see that everywhere. The second somebody who's not an authorized dealer touches it, they get blamed for everything. So that's going to be a thing coming down the pike. However, they are going to be required to make the stuff available to the independent shops. And the biggest effect that's going to have is that the downtime is going to suddenly decrease greatly. Because if a farmer is in the middle of planting or harvesting and his tractor breaks down or whatever he's using to do that, and I'm using tractor loosely here to be any vehicle out in the field, and I understand they're not all tractors, but he's using a big piece of heavy equipment out there and it breaks down. It might be that he could lose a big chunk of his season if that thing doesn't get fixed fast enough. And the stuff that farmers do is so time sensitive, especially in states like Michigan where the weather can be unpredictable. So you got to get your stuff in the ground while the ground is a certain condition. You might not be able to plant, for instance, in the pouring rain, okay? And so you may have to it's got to go in the ground today because they're calling for a week of rain starting tomorrow. All kinds of things like that come into play. So people who aren't farmers, and I'm not a farmer, don't think about this stuff very often, but they think about it all the time because that's how much their livelihoods depend on it. So if your tractor breaks down today and a guy says, I can look at it today, you're like, thank you. Guy says, your tractor broke down, Bring it in, and I'll get to it in 3 or 4 weeks. No, that's not how that works. That's that's not good. So this is good news, but we'll see how it rolls out. Because I wouldn't be surprised if there's still some fights over exactly what's available to whom by when. And also how expensive is the equipment these independent shops have got to buy. And can they run right out and buy it immediately? Or they have to wait a little while until they get all this stuff lined up. So we'll see what happens. But as of right now, there is a court order. I believe it's sitting on a judge's desk if it hasn't been signed yet, but it will be shortly. But it settles this case such that John Deere owners will get the right to repair their own equipment under a new Federal Trade Commission settlement, Sarah Razor wrote for the Associated Press. And the real question is, what about other companies who are fighting this? Because John Deere had taken the lead on this. I suspect a lot of other companies are going, you know something? Now they caved, we'll cave. But we'll see. Questions or comments? Put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law. A supreme accomplishment is to blur the line between work and play.